Welcome, everybody, to Let's Talk, the Todd Worsham Show. I'm feeling so much better. Thank God for ivermectin. Horse dewormer. Anyway, today's show is going to be, we're going to talk about the DOGE and some other crazy stuff. So I'm going to play some videos for you. It's going to be kind of cheesy because it's on my phone, but... So at any rate, I wanted to start with
front page of political or abolish them.
Basically, he has all these powers that were not given to him. DOGE has basically the purpose of DOGE is to go through the government and cut out spending that we shouldn't be doing. We're currently giving monies to, I think it's over 100 countries. And a lot of those countries have a lot of problems, and the money never goes to the people. It goes to whoever's in charge, and it's usually factions or bad people. Very few of the countries that we send money to are straight up legit countries, legit governments and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that because YouTube's probably going to ban me here, kick my crap off again. But so I'll have to say this is for entertainment purposes only, even though I have the facts right off of CNN and Fox News. So you can all go read it for yourself. But
officials here.
So I believe Donald Trump got 77 million votes. I believe he was democratically voted into office. That is a democracy. Well, actually, the United States is not a democracy. So let's just start there. It's the constitutional republic. Look it up. We are not a democracy. So let's just start right there. But let's hypothetically say we are a democracy. So how does a democracy work? The majority rules. 77 million people voted for a change, and they voted for things that they want done in their country. And that's not it. It's the way it is. It's democracy, if you want to call it that. So people voted for it, and that's just the way it is. So I'm going to play something for you from a professor who's talking about the government and what the government really needs to be governed, to be a government, what we should tear down. So, all right, enjoy this.
Department of Agriculture. Abolish. Gone. Department of Commerce. Abolish. Gone. Department of Defense. Keep. Keep it. Department of Education. Abolish. Gone. Energy. Abolish. How? Except that energy ties in with the military. Well, then we shove it under defense. That's the little bit that handles the nuclear, right? That ought to go under plutonium defense. And so forth goes under defense, but we abolish the rest of it. Health and Human Services. There is room for some public health activities to prevent contagion, such a thing as, for example. So you'd keep the National Institutes of Health, say, and the Center for Disease Control. No, not the National Institute. No, those are mostly research agencies. No. That's a question of whether the government should be involved in financing research. And the answer is no. Well, that's a very complicated issue, and it's not an easy answer with respect to that. We'll eliminate half of the Department of Health and Human Services? Like okay, one half. There we go. Housing and Urban Development? Oh, didn't even pause over that one. Department of the Interior. Oh, well, but housing and urban development have done an enormous amount of harm. My God. If you think of the way in which they've destroyed parts of cities under the rubric of eliminating slums. Jack Kemp. You remember Martin Anderson wrote a book on the federal bulldozer, describing the effect of the urban development. There have been many more dwelling units torn down in the name of public housing than have been built. Jack Kemp has proposed selling to the current inhabitants of public housing their unit, their townhouse, their apartment for $1 a piece, and just shifting the ownership to the people who live. If you got rid of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, it would be worth doing that. All right, done. That's gone. Department of the Interior, your beloved National Park Service. Well, given the problem there is, you first have to sell off all the land that the government owns. But that's what you should do. But it could be done pretty quickly. It could be done. You should do that. There's no reason the government to own it. The government now owns something like 1/3 of all the land in the country. And that's too much. Should go down to zero. Should go down to, well, not entirely zero. They ought to own the land on which government buildings are. Okay, terrific. Department of Justice. Oh, yes. Keep that one. Keep that one. Labor. No. Gone. State. Keep. Keep it. Transportation. Gone. Gone. The Treasury? You have to keep it to collect taxes. All right, collect taxes through the Treasury. Veterans Affairs? You can regard the Veteran Affairs as a way of paying essentially salaries for services of those who have been in the armed force. But you ought to be able to get rid of it. You should be able to pay it off. Pay it off. Pay off lump sums, perhaps. That's right. And just get rid of it. From 14 departments down to four basic fundamental functions. What are its fundamental functions? Preserve the peace, defend the country. All right. Provide a mechanism whereby individuals can adjudicate their disputes. That's the Justice Department. Protect individuals from being coerced by other individuals. The police function. Right. And now, this is both the central government and the state and local governments. The police function is primarily local and central. Right. And those are the fundamental functions of government, in my opinion. Front page
of Politico.com. They've done their homework. Hope you enjoyed that. I know it's kind of cheesy the way I'm doing that, but I wanted to show that because I agree with that guy to a certain level. I believe the same thing. I believe government should be cut down to maybe 4 or 5 basic programs, and that's it. And I don't know if any of you remember, but when Bush was in office, he came out with a proposal instead of Social Security rephrase that, your Social Security, your SSI or whatever it is, your Social Security. Instead of it going into Social Security, into the government, George W. Bush wanted to put our money into a 401k. And actually, he had I think he had 3 options. One option was a 100% 401k. The second option was 100% Social Security. And the third option was to split it up and do half of a 401k and half of the Social Security. Now, I didn't realize and understand it at the time, but now I understand the whole reason why that didn't go through, because I was on board with that, because I thought, well, God, instead of getting, $1,500 a month after working for 50 fucking years, which $1,500 a month won't even pay a rent anywhere or a mortgage payment or anything. So it's basically you'll be on the street doing heroin and getting $1,500 a month, but you see my point. It's a bad system. It's corrupt. The government has pulled the money out of that and gave it away to other entities and has spread it all over the place and has basically abused that whole system. And it's got to stop. But it didn't go through. Bush couldn't get it pushed through. And it kind of sucked, because now they look back at it, that would have helped the wealth of elderly people a lot, and it would have lowered the poverty. It would have lowered the poverty rate, and it would have brought people up into a higher level of living after they've worked their whole lives. So, not really sure why that happened. My opinion is because they just couldn't let go of the money. I mean, if you look at the whole DOGE thing right now, And I don't know if you watch CNN. It doesn't matter what you're watching, but CNN, MSNBC, and Fox, and it's on every news thing right now. But the liberals are just going ape shit crazy right now, and they're going on TV and inciting violence. I can even YouTube. I can even show you a video of our representatives inciting violence and telling people to go on the streets and fight. For what? According to them, you need to go on the street and fight for your democracy. Well, I do believe we had an election, and when the 77 million people voted for Donald Trump, they also voted for RFK, Elon Musk, and Vivek, and Hegsmith, and all those people. Everybody knew what they were getting when they voted. They knew exactly what they were getting. And here it is. And now it's happening. So you want to shoot your mouth off and talk about democracy, which the United States is not. We are a constitutional republic. But let's hypothetically say we are a democracy. You lost. Okay? Give it up. You lost. You didn't have a good argument. And I said this before on a couple of my other shows. First of all, Kamala Harris had no right to even be a nominee because she was not elected. So all these people that are just screaming democracy and backing up a candidate who was not vented through the system properly and was not an elected official. She didn't even get a single vote in the primary, but yet she was a presidential nominee. How does that work? And where's Bernie Sanders at? Why isn't he talking shit? I mean, they cock blocked him twice in 2 elections. They got him. They got him in 2016 and they got him in 2020. They threw him to the side both times. And that's his party. I don't know. I don't understand that guy. I mean, I'm glad he didn't get in because he's a self-admitted socialist Democrat. That's what he claims. That's not something I'm not labeling him that. He labels himself as that. He's said it on multiple occasions. So I don't know. But anyway, I love DOGE. I think it's great that we're going to cut things. And I hope they get to the IRS, and I hope they get rid of the IRS. Because in my opinion, federal taxes are unconstitutional. But they're really not, but they are, because we made them constitutional, and I think it's 1913, which we should have never done. I believe it was supposed to be temporary at the time, but man, once those representatives and once those politicians got that money in their pockets, bam, gone. So another thing I hope the DOGE looks at is lobbyists. All that's got to stop. If I had my way, when you become a representative, you would get a small pay and you'd have a regular job, just the way it has always been in the past. In the past, when our country started out, it was an honor to be a representative. It was an honor to represent your constituents. So if you're going to sit here and tell me that some of these people, the way they talk, that their constituents believe what they're saying, I would like to do a vote on that. Because there's no way, what's his name, Hakeem Jeffries, he actually made a statement on CNN saying that we're going to fight and take it to the streets. What does that mean? Dude, you lost. Get over it. Let the conservatives take over, and this government needs to be broken down and rebuilt, and let the private sector do the research. Let the private sector manufacture things. Let the private sector create jobs and boost our economy and get our country going. I don't know what happened. We the people. I mean, is there any more else to say? We the people. The government works for us. Period. End of conversation. And if you don't believe me, go look up the Constitution yourself. We don't work for the government. The government does not control us. We, the people, are the government. We. But that's not the way it is anymore. And it's disgusting. It just makes me just throw up to watch these government entities just ruin people's lives and destroy people. And without voting or without democracy or without anything, just destroy people. It's just wrong, and it should not be happening. I don't know, but I thank God every day that this has happened and that Trump's in office and Elon's there, because that's the other thing too. Oh my God. AOC. That's so funny. I can't even get it out. Sorry. AOC went on TV and made a statement that Elon Musk is stupid. But yet she drives a Tesla. Elon Musk is going to get us to the moon. Elon Musk Elon Musk is the Nikola Tesla of the 21st century. Period. And no matter what you think about Trump, if you really take a breath, sit back, stand back, and try to understand the method to his madness, it completely makes sense. And I think I've said this on several episodes. He comes in high, they come in here, and you end up somewhere in the middle, just like they did, with the tariffs and all that kind of stuff with Canada and Mexico. All of us people that have seen Trump in action and seen him work and see how he does deals, we all knew this. But then you got all these people over here on the left just going fucking nuts. He's going to destroy Canada. He's going to start World War III. Okay. For the last 18 months of Trump's presidency, there wasn't a single soldier killed. It's fact. You can look it up. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. So, so stand back and just analyze how Trump negotiates. Okay, like Gaza. Man, he has got everybody just fucked up over Gaza. But if you step back and you think about what they're saying, forget the name Trump, forget Republican, forget all that crap, and quit fucking labeling shit and start looking at things through a common sense eye. And you'll see that a two-state solution in Gaza is not going to work with Hamas in there. And I don't know if any of you know this, but they've shown this on TV, on CNN, on Fox, on Newsmax, and all the stations, that the Palestinian kids from childhood were being taught to hate Jewish people. And it doesn't matter that they're Jewish. I mean, we all get stuck on this Jewish and this Muslim and this Christian. Fuck all that. We're all humans. We're all earthlings. We're all on the same planet. Get over it. So what you're Jew? So what you're black? So what? I'm Indian. Who gives a fuck? That's not the point. The point is to treat each other with loving care and to take care of each other and to help each other. That's the point. And I think his proposal on Gaza is actually, I think it's brilliant. So he's not saying that Palestinians can't come back. What he's saying is he's going to get a whole bunch of countries together to sign a treaty or a pact or whatever. And they're going to go in there and they're going to rebuild Gaza into this beautiful, like Morocco. It's going to be this beautiful area with good paying jobs, with, nice homes and all this stuff. And he wants to make it into a French Riviera. How can you fight that? And then when it's all said and done, the Palestinians who want to come back and choose to get rid of the hate and get rid of their differences, or not so much get rid of them, but live with their differences, because that's look at here, us in America. America is a melting pot. We're the land of migration. And for the most part, we all get along. So you mean to tell me they can't do that in Gaza? I don't think so. That's a bunch of crap. So it's really cool that DOGE is, in my opinion, doing a fantastic job of finding monies that are going to places that shouldn't be, that you as a taxpayer should not be paying. So this is just my opinion. We vote for certain things, but one thing that we don't vote on, well, we do on a local level, because on local level you vote for taxes, and because I'm sure you've seen it on the ballot. The school district wants to raise the tax to another 1% or 2%. I always click no. But anyway, so it's good to get rid of all this stuff, and let's start holding these entities financially responsible. If you're not making it, then fucking reorganize. Figure out how to make it. Figure out how to do things. And instead of relying on money, why don't we rely on each other? Why don't we use our humanness to help each other to get through situations and to overcome barriers and to overcome things? Money doesn't solve problems. People solve problems. It's kind of like the gun thing, ban guns. Really? So the gun just went off the shelf, loaded itself, walked down to the school and shot 6 people. The gun did that. No, the crazy fucker holding the gun did that. The mentality of these people are just so fucking stupid. It baffles my mind. So in that mentality, if you get into a car wreck, okay, look at all the people who die in car accidents. Have they banned cars yet? Look at all the people who drink and drive and kill people. Have they banned alcohol? You see what I'm saying? This doesn't make any sense, the way their thought patterns are. It's absolutely absolutely asinine. So I'm proud of DOGE. I have been excited about it the minute I heard about it. The minute I heard that Vivek and Elon were going to do this, I knew it was going to be a success. I felt so good that I now know that our country is going to get its shit together financially. We are $36 trillion in debt. America is $2 trillion in credit card debt. That's the largest in history ever. That's 4 years of Biden. You can say that, 4 years of Biden. But that's what that administration did to us. And whether you are a Democrat or Republican, I don't give a shit. Quit going by the labels and picking sides. You know what side you should be on? You should be on the side of America. That's what side you should be on. You shouldn't be a Democrat or Republican. I hate all that crap. In my eye, you're either an American citizen or you're not. If you are, you have your rights, you have your right to vote and all that stuff. If you're not, get the fuck out of here. Go. Bye. You want to be a citizen? Go through the proper channels. That's all. Oh, that's the other thing I didn't talk about. Tom Holman. Oh my God. Border crossings down by 93% in 2 weeks. You can't make this shit up. I mean, it's just like it's like night and day. And for 4 years we kept hearing, it's the Republicans' fault. It's Trump's fault. I'm so tired of the 4 years of finger pointing and blaming. I mean, I know Trump does do that. I mean, he does, but I think he does it more in like a playful way, because if you watch what he does, his actions are just books of words. I mean, he is a solution-based human being. He doesn't look so much at why it happened or point fingers, but I know he talks shit about people. I mean, I get that. That's just part of his character. But my point being is, he does what he can do to solve the problems to help you and me and to help the world. Like Gaza. Gaza isn't just an American thing. It's not just a Jewish thing. It's the whole region. It's the whole world. And in my opinion, he came up with I have to admit it, I thought of that a long time ago, but I didn't think of it the way he did. But I knew a two-state solution wasn't going to work. And I knew that because, like the administration's been saying, we've been doing that for decades and decades and decades and decades, and it has not worked. It just has not worked. So what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. So I tip my hat to him. I tip my hat to Elon, to Vivek, and Tom Holman. Very good job. And I think you're going to see, in fact, I know you are going to see such huge changes in the world in the next year that you can't even fathom it. Because if we can get rid of the IRS, the Federal Reserve, HHS, Department of Education. Oh, another fact, since the Department of Education has been, since it was developed, our education level has gone down like, 50, 60%? I don't remember the exact numbers. I just know it's a lot. We used to be like number 1 or number 2 in the world, and we're way down. We're way down the list now. And we're a superpower. There's no reason for this. We should have the highest educated people on the planet. We should be producing the best people, but we're not. What are we producing? Men that wear lipstick and wear bras and put tampons in boys' bathrooms and CRT, teaching our children, how to butt fuck. Are you kidding me? Who in their right mind would agree with all this stuff? I don't know a single, even liberals, even my Democratic friends don't even agree with probably 80% of it. It's just that they all have, was it TJ, was it Trump derangement? So TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. So a lot of people have that, and those are the people who, in my opinion, have blinders on, and they're just stuck. And those kind of people, they're always going to be stuck in something. I mean, they're hateful people. There's no reason to do all that, because if you look at everything that the administration is doing right now, everything that's being done is to benefit you and me. It's to benefit the world, actually, everyone. I mean, Trump just wants everybody to live a better life. And I don't understand how anyone can argue that. So you mean to tell me if someone came up to you and said, hey, if you let me take over, I'll fix all your problems and I'll bring you up and you'll be wealthy and you'll have all these opportunities and you'll be free again and you'll have excitement and your energy will rise up and you'll be able to have kids when you're younger and you'll be able to, live the American dream. So you would actually just look at them and say, no, I don't want that. I'd rather go fight in the streets and burn down cities. Really? Okay. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes, see what happens. But my gut tells me that we are in for a ride. A good ride. Woo, hold your hands up when you're going. Because I think we're going to go to some good places. I just feel it. It's just the energy in the country right now is just really, really good. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'm 99% sure it's going to be great. So everything so far has been going good. But now, of course, the Democrats, they're trying to block Trump's, people getting on board. So, which in my opinion is bullshit, because when it was Biden's time, we pushed everybody that he asked for, we pushed through, because that's what you're supposed to do, because unless someone is so bad that you can't do it. But anytime an administration comes in, they come in with their own people. For example, like I'm in aviation, and I've worked for several companies that went out of business, and they came in with new management, their new owners. And the first thing they do is they wipe out the whole management, get rid of it, and they put excuse me, and they put all their people in there, because they put the people in the places that they know that those people will do a good job, because they've already been proven. They've already been tested. And that's exactly what Trump does. He puts people in places that he knows have been tested, have been proven. If Elon Musk hasn't proven himself to the world by now, I mean, if you think that, you're a fucking moron. I mean, Elon Musk is just, I don't know. I as you can tell, I love him. I just think in my eyes, he's the test. He's the 21st century Tesla. Nikola. I just love him to death. I mean, he's just incredible. I love the way his brain works. I love everything about him. So, well, I don't know about everything. I don't know him personally or whatever, and I'm sure he's got his issues like we all do, because none of us are perfect. So, but anyway, so sit back and, enjoy the ride. And one thing that I do recommend everybody is keep your energy up, eat healthy, be good, and don't stress out over all this stuff. Kind of just blow it off and just sit back for a while and just let things happen. And maybe every once in a while come in and tune in, because that's what I'm doing now. I mean, it's all been set up, and it's ready to run. So I know right now that I really don't need to watch the news, because all the news is going to be from here for a while is everybody crying about Trump. Trump's doing this. Trump's doing that. He's hurting this. He's going to start World War III. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. I mean, we heard all this before, right? We heard all this from 2016 to 2020. We heard all that stuff, and none of it happened. Actually, the opposite happened. He kept us out of wars. See, I was lucky when I went in the military. I was in during the Reagan years. So I didn't go to combat. I don't know. So, that's the other thing too. I'm kind of over on time, but that's fine. It's my show. I'm brain farting again. The enrollment in the U.S. military already in 2 weeks has gone up 25%. Just like that. As soon as the administration got rid of the DEI out of the military services, enrollment just boomed. What does that tell you for all you democracy people? It tells you that that's not what the people wanted. That's what it tells you. So, anyway, sit back, enjoy the show. Let the administration do what they're doing, and I can pretty much guarantee you, I will bet my life that everything is going to be fine. It's going to be A-OK. Especially if we can get rid of the IRS. If we can get rid of the IRS, I will be extremely happy, because I hate taxes. I fight with it every year. I don't like giving my money to pay for bullshit crap like, how much alcohol does it take for a bee to get drunk? Or, I mean, and not only that, but one good thing that DOGE is doing is they're making our taxpayer money transparent, so you can actually see where your money is going to. Because we should have the right to vote whether or not we want to pay for those things. Because the government shouldn't be paying for those things. I don't agree with that. I remember when I was in California, he got rid of welfare. He gave you so much time to be on welfare, and if you couldn't get your shit together in the allotted time, you're fucked. And it was great because there was so many people bleeding the system. And we need to do that. We need to get people off the system, get them back to work, or get them on disability, or get them, put where they need to be. But people just milking the system is got to stop. I mean, there's legitimate people that have legitimate issues, and I agree with that. I won't take that away from anybody, but there's also a lot of people out there who are frauding the system. So, and all that needs to stop. And I think DOGE is going to fix all that. So we'll see. All right, everybody. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope I wasn't too crazy today. But at any rate, see you next week. All right. Bye.